all these fancy clothes, with all these sparkles from your head down to your toes. It's very simple, but I'm just another girl. It's not so easy, but I'm giving it a whirl. Is there something that you're trying to prove with all the makeup and the way you move? Are you looking for some sympathy? No, I'm trying to be the best girl I can be. It's very simple, but I'm just another girl. It's not so easy, but I'm giving it a whirl. Like my martinis dry, cosmos I won't deny. Smoke those long cigarettes. Thank God I'm not dead yet. Done all these crazy things, short of a wedding ring. Just a
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Callista Solon, and you're watching NLC Trans. Tonight I'm here with my dear friends and co-hosts, Tara Alexander, Stacy Dozier, and Renee Benoit. And we have a very, very special guest tonight, Jill Espelin, who is with the School of Nursing at UCONN. And you're a professor up there.
Yes.
And in fact, we went up to talk to one or two of your classes.
Right, right.
Which was really a very cool experience. And I'm very interested, in fact, in the UCONN School. We love UCONN, first of all. UCONN's a great place. We go up there a lot, and we love UCONN. And I'm very interested in the UCONN School of Nursing. Bunch of great students.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we had a great time.
Yeah, they were really enthusiastic, too, also with you being there as well, so it was good.
Yeah, it was wonderful. Maybe you could, here's where I'll put you on the spot, like as promised.
Right.
Maybe you could tell us a little bit about the School of Nursing up there. It's
Okay, so first of all, I'll describe my role a little bit.
Sure.
And my role at the School of Nursing, I'm an assistant professor, and also known as Dr. Jill Espelin. I'm a psych nurse practitioner and teach psychiatric nursing in the classroom as well as in hospitals. So I can say how I met all of you, because I know each of you. Like Callie said, you came to the classroom, which was great. But I met you through the Rainbow Center at UCONN, right? And that's a really great program there. I had gone to diversity training there, and I met someone named Floretta King.
Yes.
She'll be happy.
Yes.
Hi, Floretta.
who we love and who's been on the show and
Yes.
certainly will be
She
again.
really
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
So
If you ever need a hug, she's like
She's
the best
the
person
one.
around to get hugs
Oh yeah, she's a great hugger.
from. Sorry.
So I had been thinking of ways that I could kind of diversify my classroom, because these students that I have are studying to be nurses. So try to bring a little diversity into the classroom and empathy and sort of like non-judgmental approach to nursing care.
Sure.
Thinking, okay, so what can I do to kind of make it more diverse? So I talked to Floretta, and she said, oh, I have a great panel for you of people who are transgendered. So I thought that would be an excellent way to kind of bring it into the classroom. And you all came in, sat up in front of the classroom, and did the panel for us, which I received such great feedback from the students, because you were all so candid and so forthcoming, and no question was too intense for all of you, which they really appreciated. So it was a great, and that's how I met you. So, so you know, I really try to bring that into the classroom, so that we can develop again that empathy and.
That's so important, you know. I'm going to go off on a little tangent here because I tend to do this. I'll try not to take too long, but it is so important. And I'll tell you a quick little story here, and exactly what you were saying, you know, about having your students sort of get a little bit of experience with transgender people, so that they're not totally freaked out, basically, if they ever come across one, because they're going to.
Right.
You know, we're out there. There's enough of us out there, so it's going to happen. But I spent some time some years ago, several years ago, actually it's probably 4 or 5 years ago now, in Boston Med. I spent a few days in Boston which was very interesting. In fact, I was there over the 4th of July, and I actually had a window. I had a private room overlooking the Charles River and got to see the fireworks, which was really cool. But here I go.
Tangent off the
Sorry,
tangent.
sorry. But anyway, so I was having a little bit of surgery up there. In fact, the surgeon that performed that surgery will be here, I believe, next week.
Next week.
But here I was in Boston Med, and some of the staff, there was one nurse that was really good, and the rest of them, and a lot of the staff, they just they didn't know what to make of me at all.
Right.
And they just there was this one little girl who, she wasn't actually a nurse, she was, worked for the food services there. She was afraid to speak to me. It was like she was dumbfounded. She didn't know what to do. It's like, oh my God, a transgender person.
Yes.
And most of the nurses there really, I mean, they were very qualified and very good at their jobs, but I did have a sense that they were a little bit afraid of me and didn't know quite how to interact with me.
And I can come up with a story as well. When I take students into the hospital, we were on a unit at a hospital in the state of Connecticut. And we just happened to, in one semester, have 2 people that were transgendered on the unit and one that was a transsexual person. So anyway, students, as well as myself, didn't really know, okay, so is this good to have this person as, as a patient? We don't know. I mean, it was just very difficult. And I think when you come across people in the healthcare arena, healthcare providers, sometimes maybe they just don't know, or they're just, it's the unknown, so
Sure.
they just kind of say, okay, I don't know really what to do, and I think we need to do that, like educate more, and that's why to bring all of you into the classroom was excellent, just to kind of, okay, let's open the door for dialogue, and so we can feel comfortable too as well, because it was just a very sticky situation, so.
Yeah, I know, and the community outreach and education is something that we try to do as much of as we can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I know, like, the 2 biggest issues that always seem to come up are, what do the words mean? What are the right words to use?
Right.
And how should I address you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And for anyone who's watching, the answer to how should I address you is always ask.
Yeah, so I think, to bring that into the classroom, whether it's medical school, nursing school, I just think to educate the future healthcare professionals, and we can move from here, because I know Bacchus Hospital recently had done a really neat thing called, it was a day seminar for nurses on how to care for a transgendered person that happens to be your patient. So I mean, that's great, just again to make people more comfortable and just give people knowledge that it's not a disease, it's not an illness, that it's just it's just a person. It's just
Exactly.
You're just a person. This is another person.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to see that these sort of educational opportunities are being sort of seized in our neck of the woods, in our state, because I really don't think this sort of opportunity is being taken in a lot of other places.
Yeah.
So and while it is